Stop. I need you to stop pushing your pee and poo on the toilet. This video is a part 2 to my first video. A lot of you were asking, why shouldn't I push for pee and poo? And so this video is going to describe what some of the risk factors of pushing on the toilet can result in. So let me quick disclaimer this by saying this won't happen to everyone. There are so many personal factors that play into what some of the consequences of pushing may occur. There's genetic components, there could be medical conditions, there are some aspects in an individual's life that may put them at more risk than others. Like for example, if you're in menopause, if you've just given birth to a baby, or you're post-surgically, then your pelvic floor muscles are at higher risk of some consequences from excessive pushing. And when I mean pushing, I mean like, you know, holding your breath and like really squeezing through your abdominal wall versus breathing things out and gently guiding it out. We're not talking about that. We're talking about that like really firm, hardcore pushing. So I have a couple of props to help us understand this a little bit better. So the reason we don't want to push and excessively push is because it can stretch our pelvic floor. Here's my low back. Here's the front of my pelvis. Everything that you see that is red from side to side, so from the tailbone to the front, side to side, are my pelvic floor muscles. It essentially forms a dome between my two bones. My rubber chicken here has a pelvic floor as well. And so when I'm excessively pushing, it can look like this, right? So this part really stretches down when I'm excessively pushing. This is very different than like breathing and kind of guiding it a little bit with the breath where I get like a little bit of movement. That's normal. But that excessive pushing can cause my pelvic floor muscles to stretch and weaken. This could then result in incontinence. So incontinence is when I leak pee, poop, or gas when I don't want to, because the muscles around the urethra or around the rectum can stretch. And then that can create a problem with us being able to hold on. Number 2, if you have a vagina and you have a uterus, it increases the risks of developing a pelvic organ prolapse. So the bladder sits in the front, the uterus in the middle, the rectum in the back. And if I'm excessively pushing, either the top wall or the bottom wall can start to bulge into the vagina, or the uterus can start to descend and then move toward the opening, and that can lead to a whole slew of other issues. So we want to avoid any excessive force that